Welcome to another episode of the Kindled Korner. I'm Chinobot,
And I'm Anthology.
and we will be your hosts for today. As always,
Praise the
praise the
sun!
sun. And on today's episode, we will be talking about Dark Souls Remastered. Sadly, I never got to play the OG Dark Souls. Upsetting, I know, but I at least got to play the Remastered, and I really loved it. What was your take on it, Ant?
Well, for starters, I don't think a lot of people got a good shot to play the original one. It was mostly the people playing the remastered.
Okay.
That's how I started playing that. That was my second Dark Souls game, and honestly, my favorite one of the Dark Souls trilogy. So I love this game, and I'm excited to talk about this game.
Okay. That's not bad.
Um, Before we start the questions and stuff, Chinobot wanted to watch the intro of the game, which I thought was a neat idea, considering the intros of these games are pretty cool, and they talk a lot about the lore and stuff. Gina, is there anything else you want to say about the game before we start
I
this?
I absolutely loved every intro for every game because it was so different and it was so exciting. I can't wait to see this again.
It's actually really good. All right, start this.
In the age of ancients, the world was unformed, shrouded by fog.
Shrouded by
Land
fog.
of grey crags, arch trees, and everlasting dragons.
Everlasting dragons. I love the
The image looks
But
dope.
then there was fire, and with fire came disparity. Heat and cold, life and death, and of course, light and dark.
see. The thing about these intros too, though, is
From the dark, they came.
it's kind of really hard to tell what's going on from just this one intro. But let me stop talking and let the intro play.
Nito,
Fuck you, Nito.
first of the dead. The Witch of Izalith and her daughters of Chaos. Gwyn, the Lord of Sunlight, and his
Win.
faithful knights. And the furtive pygmy, so easily forgotten. With the strength of lords, they challenged the dragons. Gwyn's mighty bolts peeled apart their senses.
Jesus.
The witches weaved great firestorms. Nito unleashed a miasma of death and disease. And Seath the Scaleless betrayed his own.
Quite the fucking intro, bro.
Dragons were no more.
Absolutely. I love that they introduced the bosses this way as well.
Thus began the Age of Fire.
I love this kind of like pan down of like this whole entire area.
Flames will fade,
Mm-hmm.
and only dark will remain.
So emo.
Even now, there are only embers. And man sees not light, but only endless nights. And amongst the living are seen carriers of the accursed dark side.
Super reference to Berserk, by the way. Well,
It was. It was. Honestly, let me ask you this before we get into our other topics or before questions. When you first saw the intro, which boss were you most looking to fight
to be
from
honest,
just the scenery?
I didn't know what I was looking at when I first saw this. I didn't know those were the bosses. But I really like the way Lord Gwyn looks in the intro. That's about the only thing I can say. I wasn't really like thinking about them as bosses when I first saw this, to be honest.
That's my bad. What I meant was like, which one looked like had a cooler design?
Gwyn
That's
is
what I
really
meant.
cool. A lot of them are. I like Nito is really cool, even though he's a terrible boss.
Absolutely. I was going to say Needle was when I first saw the intro. I didn't know that was a boss. Needle definitely looked one. I was like, yo, I can't wait
Yeah, Nito's cool.
to get that armor and things.
Nito is definitely cool. You want to jump right into the bosses, or what do you want to do?
Let's answer your question or two.
All right, what's your favorite thing about this game?
My favorite thing,
Hmm?
um, everything seemed to be very connected. Everything like everything was very close. If you went one area, you were able to encounter
Like level design is what you're trying to say?
pretty much level design, how quick it was. Everything seemed very close. I didn't have to go very far to reach a new level or someplace I haven't been.
It's interesting you say that because, well, I do agree that the level design is very, very cool. It's very interconnected in a way that kind of doesn't make sense in my head, but it just works. You know, where you find yourself in other shortcuts to other bonfires that you started from, and you just made this whole loop around. But I wouldn't say that this game is close. Like you're saying, there's a lot of walking in this one, man. This one did made you walk a lot.
Well, I mean, I can understand where you're coming from, but you do have a point. But I guess I'm very optimistic when the game with these type of games. So I'm always like, you know what? It's always good to walk like 2, 3 steps and then accidentally encounter a different location.
Oh, I mean,
But I will give you that.
I wouldn't say
There
that.
were moments.
Go ahead.
Sorry, there were moments that definitely did feel very far.
Yeah, like it's not a bad thing about the game. I'm not saying it negatively. I'm just saying there is a lot of walking. Like I wouldn't say that everything is close, especially since fast travel wasn't really a thing from about like half of the game, maybe less than half. But there was a good amount of time where there was no fast traveling. If you wanted to go back to a certain blacksmith or a certain merchant, like it was this big ordeal. But that's just my take.
I mean, I can understand where you're coming from with that because you do have a point. For majority of the game, you couldn't really fast travel. You only got the ability to fast travel near the ending, and to like you said, to find a blacksmith, you had to traverse your way all the way back, and hopefully you memorized how to get there because if you forgot, you were kind of asked out because you were lost a little until you accidentally stumbled upon him.
Yeah, which I don't think was a bad thing. Like I said, I wouldn't say everything was close, but if you liked how close everything was, I get that too, I guess. I think I would say if I was talking about my favorite thing about this game, it would have to be. Mm, I think I'd also give it to the level design, just because how cool. Like, if I think I have to single one of them out, which is Anne
Okay.
Orlando. I love
Okay.
Anne Orlando. I love the way it looks. I love the way you go into it. I love the way you have that like lift that goes down. it's really cool to see Anor Londo in Dark Souls 1, and then you go to Dark Souls 3, and it's like this ruin and not really the same anymore. So I'm gonna give it to Anor Londo, bro. I love Anor Londo. That's my favorite thing about this game.
Okay, I can respect that. It was a very good location.
Mhm.
Well, without further ado, why don't we introduce the first boss? Yeah.
Well, there's actually a few bosses we could talk about when it comes to the first boss, because technically there's a tutorial boss, which is the Asylum Demon. Right?
Mhm.
Now, we don't really have to talk about the Silent Demon, in my opinion, too much, because it's just one of those bosses where you don't win. Or actually, you can kill him in the end, right? Like, when the end of the
No,
tutorial?
yeah, yes, because it at the beginning you have a broken sword,
With Broken Sword.
so you don't have anything to really affect them with. So it gives you a cop out. So you run through the passageway on the left under him. You
Yeah.
have to make that whole U-turn up to the very top, and then when you finally have a sword, you jump down, take some of his health, and then you fight him. Actually,
Yeah, you can do like a kind of like a jump down and stab him in the head, which is
yeah,
actually the first time that was introduced in Souls games, because it didn't exist in Demon Souls. Fun fact.
no, absolutely not.
Um,
The You know what it also introduced, I think.
what?
I may be wrong, but could you climb ladders quicker in this one?
Yeah, that's when they started introducing like the descend, where you kind of hold the button to go down. This Dark Souls, I mean Demon Souls was horrendous when it comes to that fucking ladder shit, man.
No, absolutely, absolutely.
Terrible ladder, terrible ladder mechanics, but it was an early game, so I'm not even mad at it. But Asylum Demon, really cool tutorial. I think the area where you start is really cool. It's like a dungeon,
Yeah,
and I loved it. I love that part of Dark Souls, just because it's like you have no idea where you are. You start in this thing, and then you end up in the fire like shrine. Cool.
exactly. Like you start in a cell, and then you have to make your way out of it
Yep.
to progress, and it was just great, very entertaining.
Yeah, you started in the Northern Undead Asylum.
Uh,
But directly after that is what I'd consider the first real boss of Dark Souls 1, and that's the Taurus Demon. We have a little video of the Taurus Demon right here too.
okay.
In this boss fight, you kind of meet him on the bridge right here. What did you think about this boss fight, bro?
When I first got him, I was scared, bro. I
Really?
saw it. I had no space to run, and I was like, "Oh crap! How am I gonna fight him?" Because I used to roll. I would panic.
Now, did you know that
And
you could do things like that to them?
I actually stumbled upon that one time because I was trying to fight him. But you remember how there's two archers at
Yeah,
the
on the
very
top.
top, and they were shooting me. So I was like, "Where am I getting shot from?" And then I turned around and I was like, "How do I even get up there?" And I saw on the left there's a ladder. So I was like, "Okay, let me see if I can climb it." I did, and then I just saw him standing there. I was like, "Okay, he can't catch me. I'm safe. I'll just wait for him to become passive, and then I'll attack him." No, tell me why he jumps and slams the tower, and I
He does
died.
do that. He does do that. I
I
remember.
died. And I was like, "Bruh, I did not expect that." So I was like, "All right." When I went there again, I instantly climbed up the ladder, and then I waited for him to get close like he did, like they're doing now in the video, and then I jumped on him. I locked on and jumped on him. Sure, he got hurt, and I was constantly just trying to spam that until he didn't give me a choice, and I would just swing. And kill him.
I honestly just kind of kept under him. He was a pretty easy boss fight in my opinion once you figured out the archers were right there on the top. Luckily for me, I'm kind of like I like to explore, I like to look around when it comes to new areas, and I just kind of looked around, I turned to the thing, and then I went up the ladder before I even got to the boss fight, and I killed his ass. But I didn't jump on him the way this guy did. I was just like rolling around under him, which actually kind of works sometimes. I know he has one thing where he can fall off the bridge too. That's happened to me once or twice.
Yeah.
That definitely happened to me once or twice. But other than that, the boss was good. I'd give him like if we're rating them, I'd give him like a 6.
Hmm.
He was cool.
Uh,
I like the Berserk reference.
Absolutely. I would actually give him a 5,
Okay.
you know, but they thorough.
Yeah, I get that. All right, let's move on to the next boss, which is gonna be the Bell Gargoyles. These assholes on the roof. Let me see. These guys are this is a really interesting fight. I remember this area. I remember first fighting these guys, and I just kind of like hated it at first. And I realized you can cut their tails and get a cool axe. But it's really the fire guy. When the fire guy comes out and you haven't killed the other one, it just becomes a lot to handle. Especially for like a up close and quarters kind of class, you know?
Yeah. But I may be wrong, but I think this all introduced summons that could help you in fights. If I'm not wrong.
I wouldn't be able to confirm that. I'm not really sure, to be honest.
Because I remember, I don't know, you could have someone help you fight them.
Yeah, I
If I'm
remember
not
that.
mistaken. And, you know, it was very easy. When you did get that help, it was super easy. And I love the fact that if you cut off their tails, like they were instantly taking half their health.
Yep.
So it definitely made me realize, like, okay, so there's more than one weakness in a sense.
I'm just getting hit.
Then just
I mean,
trying to chip away at their health, and
A lot of these Dark
Trying
Souls
to.
1 bosses are like that now, huh?
yeah, a lot of them are like. Most of them nowadays they kept the whole, you know, if you aim for the tail type of thing. But I did like the fact that when you cut it off, you got a new.
Yep. They did something similar to this in Dark Souls, or in Demon's Souls, which I'm just now realizing that this fight is very similar to the other fight, the one with what's it called? The hell was those? Are those the man eaters?
The man eaters, yeah.
Very similar fight. Very similar. Fight.
Absolutely. But you know what's the difference though? This one was more open and they didn't fly as much. They would just fly back, try to jump out the way.
Oh, I mean, it's not going to be the exact same thing, but it is very similar.
No, yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. It's just very similar because there are some bosses that are kind of like copy and paste.
I actually never
That's the
thought
thing.
about how closely related they seem. Like, they have literally, they're flying, they have tails that are different than their actual bodies. They're gargoyles, I don't know. They have that big axe that the other guys had. The only one the other guys had kind of like a thrust.
Yeah. Plus the magic barrier with the roar.
Oh yeah, that was pretty cool. They had like more magic, and these guys are just kind of brutes with swords.
Yeah, these things seem to be very more physical.
Yeah.
Like, what would you rate them?
I'd give them a solid 7, just because of there's 2 of them. It's pretty cool, you know.
Okay.
I liked it. I didn't not enjoy this boss. I think that they're just like, I don't know, some of these bosses were more fun the
Annoying.
first time than they are the second run, so maybe I'm just biased, but there are some way cooler bosses. Yo, what's up, XRP Moonwolf?
No, that's very interesting. That's very valid. Honestly.
What about you?
I think I'll agree with you. I think a 7 is fair just because of like it was a double boss fight.
Yeah.
One was very physical, the other was very magic based. Because he would just constantly be using the flamethrower, and then every now and then they throw away punches.
Flamethrower, yeah. Flame from his mouth.
Yeah.
Cool boss. Cool
Technically,
boss.
it's a flame spell, so flamethrower, you know, it's even.
Or the
Just
gargoyle
spam that
just breathes
on
fire. I wouldn't say it's a
Yeah.
flamethrower.
I mean, technically, it was a flamethrower. 'Cause
No,
it
it's not a
was
flamethrower.
on the
That
other side. I'm just saying.
flamethrower would be he has some sort of device that would throw the flame. If it's coming out of his
No,
mouth, I wouldn't call it a flamethrower.
okay, flame breath. That better?
That's way better, actually. More accurate. Good boss, though. Let's move on to the
No,
next
God,
boss.
very fun.
'Cause this boss is actually really interesting to me. This is the Moonlight Butterfly, right? And then the Moonlight Butterfly is one of those bosses that they're supposed to be the easiest freaking boss in the game, right?
Hmm.
But is it just me that, like, unless you're a mage, is it really that? Like, it's not hard, but at the same time, like, this damn thing can be annoying with those damn lasers.
Oh, absolutely. Like the lasers were one of the most annoying things. It would take so much health out of you, and he could
Oh, yeah.
spam it so much.
If you weren't careful,
then
yeah,
you
it
just-
would really destroy you.
Auto lock on, like you could roll out the way, but you were still gonna get hit some way, somehow. But let me mention this, bro. I'm looking at the wiki right now, right? At the bosses.
Hmm?
Want to tell me why it says the Moonlight Butterfly was an optional boss?
Really?
It's saying it's an optional boss.
That's interesting because I feel like there's a key or there's something you have to get. That might is that how correct is that? Isn't there something you have to get in order to progress through the
'Cause-
story?
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't know, cause like, even if it was considered a mini boss, cause that's what they're saying, actually considered a mini boss instead of actual. It dropped a soul and stuff, which has made me very interested, because like other mini bosses would rather drop, items, titanite chunks, and things like that.
Yeah. I don't know. I think does it say mini boss or does it say optional boss?
So it says, press on Moonlight Butterflies, the enemy in Dark Souls. Special enemies that do not respawn are classified as bosses, mini bosses.
No, but what are they calling the Moonlight Butterfly? Optional or mini boss? Because there is a difference.
It's saying optional.
Okay, so then I guess it's an optional. I mean, according to the wiki that ChinoBot is reading, it's an optional boss.
Yeah,
I
Dark
cannot
Souls
confirm
Remastered wiki, bro.
or it cannot deny it. So,
I mean, honestly, I still consider that as a boss. Because it was one of the most annoying ones to actually come up against, because you had to wait for him to get stealth rolls like that to actually hurt him.
yeah, I mean, I feel like he definitely wasn't super annoying, but he definitely was kind of an asshole when it came to waiting. Unless you were a mage, then I remember when I ran through this with a mage where I killed him like instantly. It was the best thing ever. It's literally
You
the
guys
best
heard
thing
it
ever.
here first. Ant actually is a mage now.
No, this is
Appreciate
just
you,
one.
man.
This is one time I played with a mage. You played with
Oh,
a mage
no.
in every single Dark Souls and game.
Oh no, it sounds like you mage. I understand, bro. The only one that's actually melee build is Cam at this point.
I see. I have to have more than one mage build to be considered a mage. You have a mage build in all of them.
No, I don't. There's no way to prove it.
There's no mage build in Dark Souls 2. I can show you the receipts. I have levels and heroes. All strength builds.
You're right. So what would you rate this boss?
I give the Moonlight Butterfly a solid 6 just because it's like whatever boss. It's like one of those bosses that's... You know what? I'm going to give it a 7 just because of the music. I enjoyed the music. I enjoyed the little kind of back and forth. It's very Dark Souls 2 turn-based. You know,
Yeah.
your turn, I'm going to hit you with this. My turn, you're going to hit me with that. It was
Yeah.
okay. It wasn't the most fun boss, but it was cool.
Yeah. I definitely will give it like a 3. The
Wow.
design was very cool of it, but it's just like the whole like, you had to constantly be waiting for him to land, so you could actually attack him and stuff. It just made it very annoying rather than enjoyable.
Yeah. I get
Right.
that.
Mm-hmm. So what's the next boss, my boy?
Alright, let's move on to the next boss. The next boss is gonna be... Oh my god. I want to talk about this one first. This is the Capra Demon. Let's watch this. Let's watch this guy fight this thing really quick. Right? 'Cause the Capra Demon is one of those bosses where, like, it's really not that hard. But when you don't know that these two little dogs are going to be trying to kick your ass while this big guy is going to be trying to kick in your ass, it can get really overwhelming really quick. Especially when you run up to this corner like that and you don't know that there's a whole other side on the left. Like the place that this guy's in right now. This boss is not super hard, but it's really annoying if you don't know what you're doing. This is a crazy boss in my opinion. But it's like I said, it's not hard, but when you don't know what you're doing and you get stuck, it can really be a mess. What about you, Chino Bob? What are your thoughts on this boss?
I actually had a lot of fun with this boss. I kept dying to him, I'm not gonna lie, because of the wolves. I wasn't expecting them. I ran up and was so aggressive and realized I would be attacked by like his backup wolves that he had on the stairs. So once I learned, I went up the stairs like he did, took out the wolves, and then I technically found a way to cheese him. At the bottom of the stairs, like I kind of had him stuck.
I didn't even
So
know
he
you
would
could choose
just-
this guy.
I actually got lucky with it. You see where he fell down and then he would try to attack me, and then I would just overhead slash and then just dodge the other.
Ah, okay, I get what you're saying.
So that's how I was doing. And then when he would jump,
You
I would
kinda-
just kind of run around and try to get him stuck.
yeah.
But once again, I'm looking at the wiki, bro. This is the Capra Demon was also an optional.
I guess I could see that being more truthful because it's like not really something you could go through. But I imagine how many people don't go through this boss. Like, kind of weird to see that they're optional bosses like this, you know?
Let me ask you this, bro. Taurus Demon or Capra Demon? Which one had the cooler design? In
Horse
your
Demon, 100%.
opinion? Really?
Yeah, Capra Demon is a little bitch. He's like a little guy. Taurus Demon is a huge monster devil looking guy. I've seen this guy before.
I mean, I gotta disagree. I gotta give it to the Capra Demon.
Really?
The dual wielding, the bone tail, the bone head. Like it's just very cool. Very cool design, very cool all around.
Nah, I'm Taurus Demon 100%.
You know what? For all of you that are watching in chat right now, let us know which one was better in your opinion between the Taurus Demon and the Capra Demon.
You're talking about boss fight or you're talking about appearance?
Appearance.
Yeah, Taurus Demon. Taurus Demon looks cooler in my opinion.
I mean, agree to disagree, but
You're gonna have to.
it is what it is.
Alright, let's move on to the next one. This boss is gonna be the... Ooh, the Gaping Dragon. This boss was ugly as shit. I hated this boss. He wasn't that hard, but it was a really cool, like, creepy thing to see. It's kind of like the good old Dark Souls, nasty, off-putting bosses that they like to make. This is definitely, like, top 5 of them that look just nasty and gross. And his boss fight wasn't that bad. I'd give him, like, I'd give him a 6.
I actually gotta give him an 8. I'm gonna give him an 8. It was because of the design itself. It looked very cool, very like Dark Souls type of thing, like very mysterious, very like
Yeah.
evil looking. So it definitely was like I definitely enjoyed this fight. Definitely seeing how the cutscene introduced it. You know, you actually think it's just going to be like a sea monster type of thing, and then
The
out
sea
comes
monster.
this dragon.
Yeah.
So again, very cool concept, very cool design.
It's funny because he does kind of look like a Loch Ness monster when it's coming up with its little head.
Yeah, that's why I was like, that's why when I first played this, I asked you and I was like, "Yo, is this a sea monster?" And then all you told me was like, "You're about to find out." That's all he said. No type of help, no nothing. He was just like, "You're gonna see."
I don't remember that honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Because
When
like
I,
sea monsters are usually in the water though.
mm-hmm.
So it's just it's
I
a very
mean,
interesting perspective from you, you know?
I mean it is, but then again, remember on the other side it was pure water. Remember that.
Yeah, but like a sea monster would be more like those three-headed dragon thing that's in the like the that grass area. You know what I'm talking about? That's like a mini boss.
Yes, yeah, the Hydra.
Yeah, that's like a sea monster. This guy, but you know, Chinobot has a very interesting perspective. So if this looks like a sea monster, it's a sea monster. What is that happening to him right now? That like thing that he spreads on the floor.
Remember, he would deal acid damage.
Oh, and it's you see how it said weapon at risk? It fucks up your armor and your weapons.
Everything instantly, bro.
It's dope.
But look at him, bro. My dude did not take a health or nothing. He just
Yeah, he
ran in
breezed
there
through
and
this shit.
risked it.
He breezed through that shit, man. Cool fight.
Yo,
Cool
kudos.
boss.
Absolutely.
Not my favorite. I give it a 6.
Again, I'm gonna stick with the pure 8.
Yeah. Alright, let's move on to the next boss. Now this boss... Where is this boss? The Stray Demon. This is the boss that you go back to fight?
Yes, remember this is when you go back to
You go get the doll,
Parish
right?
Asylum. Yeah. When you go back to that asylum.
So in this fight, he's like way stronger. He has like magic that you're not really used to. Cool fight.
And
I actually like this one.
It's not as open as it was above.
No, because you're on like the bottom floor and shit.
Exactly.
I like this one actually. This one was kind of rough.
Mm-hmm. A better challenge, honestly.
100%. And like I like the magic aspect of it.
It was something new because honestly, if it was the same, it would have just been very easy.
Yeah, he's pissed in this one.
Mm-hmm. He's out for vengeance.
Yep. I'd give this one a solid 7.
Yeah, that's fair. A solid 7, definitely.
Hmm.
All right.
The Stray
What's-
Demon boss. Let's see a little bit. Let's see how this guy kills him.
A lot of chipping away damage, honestly.
Yeah, he's not doing a lot of damage. It's a little sword he has. And he's using both hands on it, too. Ooh, he missed that one. And, oh my god, look at that damage. Is he gonna risk it?
I
Oh
think
my
he is.
god. Do you see how he's not healing up at all, dude? He risked it and he got it.
See, let me give my 2 cents there. If you're gonna risk it, you can't get mad if you die, because he had every opportunity to heal himself.
Yeah. That's true.
But on
It's
to
like
the next.
we're already moving on to the next one. This is the
Absolutely.
Ceaseless Discharge. Now this goddamn boss, oh my god. He's not hard. He's just annoying. This is the one that, like, if I'm not mistaken, you fight on the ledge, right?
Yes, this
And
is
he's
the
like a
one you
big
fight on
fire?
the ledge.
The big fire
Yeah.
demon.
Yep.
I'll let you go ahead and talk about this first.
I hated this guy because if you're a melee build, you had to wait for him to slam the tentacles
Just like
for you
that.
to do any damage. But he would be moving so fast, and because the tentacles were like very long, like even if you try to dodge, you were somehow getting hit. No matter what you did, you were somehow getting hit. He has the fire attacks. It was just annoying. Like you could instantly die.
Yeah, he had a lot of one hitters for
Hmm.
sure. He had a lot of one
And then
hitters.
and then if like you rolled away too far, you would only get one hit. So you had to play like, I have to stay very close to him, but try to avoid getting hit as well.
Yeah, I liked his design though. I liked the area that you were fighting in. He has this one move where he kind of like a fire cannon that he throws at you and shit, and he blows up a lot. It's kind of really annoying. But when you're a mage, it's kind of really easy.
Oh yeah,
Depends on the class.
absolutely. Well, honestly, that's the thing. This one definitely depends on the class. The fact that he emoted is funny as hell.
I know. I like this boss. I give this guy an 8.
Just, you know what? Yeah. I'll give him a 7.5.
Fair. Definitely fair.
Because that move right there is one that I hated. Because he would spam it sometimes after doing like a flame attack. So there was really nowhere I could roll or anything.
Yeah. Really cool boss fight. I think before we
Absolutely.
move on to the next boss, we should ask a few questions.
Okay. Let's hear him.
What was your least favorite thing about this game?
My least.
Least favorite.
Um, some of the boss fights.
Able to
I
elaborate?
Yes, there were some of the boss fights that were annoying because like when I would hit them, right? Like I would be right under him, hitting him with the sword. It like they just wouldn't lose health or it wouldn't register. It would register it as if I missed the attack, and then I would instantly kept getting killed by one shotted. No matter what I did, I would run out of my health flasks before they were even at their halfway points because some of the hits wouldn't register.
Okay. Was that a problem with the bosses, or is it a problem with the way that the hits were registering?
I think it was a little bit of both.
Okay.
What about you?
For me, interesting because, well, it's also one of my favorite things. It's also my least favorite thing. It's Blighttown. So I love Blighttown because of the challenge it is, but I also fucking hate it. I hate going down. I hate looking at all those nasty little creatures and the firebugs and whatever. It's just I just didn't like that much. I'd say that those creatures in that area in general, just the frustration that came out of that the first time I did it, and you
Yeah.
skipped that the first time. I remember there's a lot of people who you can go the other way, and some people don't realize that, but you know, for people who go through it like the regular way, that shit's annoying. You have having to go down, having to find the bonfire on the other side. Um, just a weird area, just a hard area to like navigate.
All right. While we're on the topic of Blighttown, let me ask you this. What was the first item you chose when you started off the game?
You mean like the starter item, like the gift?
A starter item, yep. What did you choose?
It was probably the key.
Okay.
It was probably the key. I'm not. I don't really remember, to be honest.
No, you're fine.
What about you?
I think when I first played this, excuse me, when I first played this, it was the life
The what?
that I got. The life ring. The one that increased the maximum health.
Ah, that's right. Okay, there is that
And
ring.
then the second time I replayed this, I ended up going for the key. I ended up going for the master key as well. And that's the only, I think that's when you started to see when I played the game and you saw that I completely had avoided
Yeah, you go all the way
Light Town
around.
because I was very confused. Like, what are you talking about? And then I played it for the third time and you showed me. by watching my stream, you were like, "Yo, you're supposed to go down this way." Then I got introduced to the actual way of going down through Blighttown.
Yep. Lighttown is a crazy area. Um, see, I have another question, and I'm looking at it, and I think I already know. I think you already know my answer, but I guess we'll start with you. What was your favorite area? Like, what was your favorite location in these games? Dark Souls 1.
It's funny because I know exactly which ones you. I know
Yep.
exactly which one you're gonna choose, and I'm definitely gonna go. You may actually hate me for this, but Blighttown.
I don't hate you for that, man. Blighttown is my top three, bro. Because it's like I said, it's like a love-hate relationship. I hate it, but I love it at the same time. But I
What are
respect
your
it.
other two?
Mine's my first favorite area all time. Obviously, is going to be out on Orlando. It's just so great, man. I kind of want to play the game right now, thinking about on Orlando.
That's fair.
All right, let's get into another boss.
All right.
This one, I actually really like this one. This,
Oh, hold up. You gotta pause it, bro.
yes.
You gotta pause it, bro. I need a breath. I need a breath because this hurt me, man.
This one was definitely like
For any of you in chat, also, you know, if you love animals and dogs especially, you may have to look away for a little bit, because, bro,
and if you enjoy
Grey
abusing
Wolf?
animals, then keep watching because this clip right here is for you. This is the
Grey
Great
Wolf
Grey
Sith?
Wolf Sith boss. This
you
guy,
know what? R.I.P. Man. I cried. I'm not gonna lie. I cried throughout this battle because the music was just, it was good and it was so upsetting because you remember when you lowered his health, he would begin to limp.
yeah, he would limp and he'd kind of like whimper and he'd be like because he's hurt and stuff.
Yeah, so I was very mixed feelings with it. I got so upset. And then he hit me with the sword, and I was like, you know what? He's going down.
Yeah, man, this boss fight was actually really cool. I like this boss fight a lot. I'm gonna go ahead and rate this a little bit early. I'm giving him an 8.5.
I'm actually giving him a 9.
I was
I'm
gonna give
giving
him a
him-
9,
Uh-huh.
but I think that you can kind of just be under him the whole entire time, which kind of like lessens the difficulty.
Ah, that's fair. I mean, an 8.5 isn't that bad. The only thing that I did find annoying with it was the fact that he would spin like a Beyblade and shit.
Yeah, yeah.
And you would get hit, but definitely.
You know what?
No, yeah. Did my mic cut off again?
Yeah, I cut off a little bit.
Oh no, it's all right. Like I said, I'd give him a 9. On to the next boss. It is.
Solid boss. Solid boss. Let's see how he kills him first, huh? Watch him
You want me
die
to
one more
cry
time.
on stream, man?
You're a robot.
I wanna-
Robots don't cry.
You're right, but you know, I'm learning what feelings are. So
Ladies and gentlemen, we officially put ChatGPT into Chinobot, so if you see him a little bit ornery, that's because of that. I'm in his newfound media, if you might say. And that was the Sith boss. Moving on to the other boss. This is a kind of a not really that memorable boss for me. This is going to be the Iron Golem. This boss was okay.
honestly, again, I feel like this boss didn't really leave much of impressions. What would you rate it?
I'd give him a 6.
I think that's being a little generous.
I give him a 6 just because I love the area that you're fighting him on. This like messed up castle grounds and like especially what happens after. I think this whole area is really cool. The boss itself, he's just a regular big iron golem.
Yeah.
But you know what he reminds me of?
Who? What?
He reminds me of the Tower Knight from Demon's Souls.
Ah, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Just without the shield, right?
Yep.
That's fair.
What about you?
I definitely would give him like a 5.
Okay.
Like I said, it wasn't very memorable. You know, he would get staggered. Once you rolled out the way, it was easy to lower his health. You're trying to see how he defeats him?
I was waiting to see if you had anything else to say.
Nah.
All right, guess we're gonna pass on the Iron Golem.
Yeah.
This next fight. Okay, so this next fight is actually also an optional boss. This is the crossbreed Priscilla, and this is in that like painted world. You're in the painting, and like if you see right now, it's his talk, and he's talking to her, and he basically says, you know, you could either leave and be peaceful, you know, get the fuck out of here, or we're gonna run it. I'm gonna fuck you up. That's basically what she says, right? And you make a choice. You either choose to hit her, and like this guy did right here, and you fight her, or you leave. And her fight was really cool because, like, you see her now, she's gone. She's like invincible, and you can kind of see signs of where she is, and then you just beat the shit out of her. I like this fight. I give her a freaking 8.5 too.
Absolutely. I honestly would give her an 8.3. I'd give her an 8.3.
We're introducing
Because
0.1 intervals now.
I mean, you know what? I take it back. I'll give her an 8. I'll give her an 8 to keep the 5 intervals.
We could do that too.
The only reason I found it very easy, I found it once you figured out like where she was coming from, and
Yeah.
she would knock out of her invisibility. It was practically easy pickings. Like she didn't really put much of a fight. The only way she would is if you didn't catch on to, you could see the snow on the bottom.
Yeah.
But, you know, still very interesting. You actually showed me get to the painting.
Yeah, you gotta find that doll. I like this fight. I thought it was really cool. And it, like I said, optional boss. You do not have to go to get to this person to fight her at all. Ooh, this next boss fight. Okay. Let's ask a couple questions before we get to this next boss fight. Right?
All right. Okay.
And this one, I want to hear your thoughts on it because we haven't really talked about it a whole lot. Your thoughts on the music in game. What?
Bro, it's amazing. The music in this was so great. I enjoyed every minute of it. I honestly would go back to this game just to play the entire game just because of the music.
It is.
It was that good.
It
was
is
that
good.
good.
They have some really good freaking sounds on this game. This theme right here, the Lord of Cinder, like when you're fighting Gwyn in the end, what a boss fight, man! Just because of the music, like it's one of those games where the music is just so damn good. It adds so much to the game. This music right here, the music in this game is amazing. 100%.
Absolutely.
And now, speaking of amazing things, one of my favorite bosses in all of Dark Souls 1. Ready for this one, bro?
Yep, let's hear it.
Ornstein and Smog. Cool fucking bosses, aka the penetrators. They're double penetration. The fun fact, in Demon Souls, you fight some guy named the Penetrator, and his build is actually very similar to Ornstein's build. And so apparently the creator of Dark Souls he wanted to name these two the double penetration. Maybe there was like a translation mix up, like, you know, it didn't translate well from like Japanese to English, but they obviously didn't name them double penetration. But I love this boss fight, man. I give this boss fight a 9.
I did.
This one is
Actually,
so good.
it was annoying at first, but um, cause like the point is you would try to focus on the big guy first, you know, cause he's slow,
Mhm.
you know, so you could focus on the fast guy. But actually, that I love about it is it's actually the other way around. If you can take out the fast guy first, the whole boss fight becomes so much easier. Except when you go into the second phase.
Second phase is fun. I like that they absorb each other's energy regardless of who you fight. So it's just so cool, man. The area's cool. The way that their moves are so different is cool. This big hammer. This guy has electricity and shit. I don't know which one I really prefer in terms of killing which one first. I've done both. Great bosses overall. Really hard. Not an easy boss at all to beat by yourself, especially when you're not using summons. Fun boss.
Oh,
I give it a
absolutely.
9. This is top 3 bosses in Dark Souls 1.
Yeah, that's a very valid rating, honestly.
You know, let's get to the point where he kills the guy. All right, so like he killed the first one, he killed the fast one, and then Smog, you know, takes his power, and now he has an electric hammer.
But that's my question. If the what's his name, Orstein? If Smog actually went down first, right? What would Ornstein pick up?
I think he just absorbs his power and he gets a little bigger. I don't really remember how it happens. It's not like as big a thing as this, but he definitely like gets faster and stronger.
Hmm.
Cool boss
Okay.
fight though. Really cool boss fight.
Absolutely. Kind of wish you could get the armors of both, you know, or the weapon.
Oh yeah, you can get the weapon from Smog.
Can you?
Yeah, the hammer. Actually, you know
Hmm.
what? I think I'm thinking about Dark Souls 3 and Dark Souls 2 maybe. They have the weapons in there. You might be able to get his weapon though. I feel like you probably get his hammer. I'm not sure. But I know you can get the Dark Souls, like in the Dark Souls games, this hammer does exist, and so does his armor.
Yeah.
I don't know about Orenstein, but I know Smog that definitely does. Alright, you ready to move on?
Yep.
Okay.
See what's next.
Dark Sun Gwendolyn.
Um, I don't think I ever fought her because I don't think I ever did this to her.
I honestly don't remember this boss.
I do remember Gwendolyn, you know.
I've never faced this boss. Is this part of a DLC?
No. So it's supposedly like if you do I guess a side quest and some. You remember Gwen? She's right after the uh, Smog and Ornstein.
Yeah.
Remember the big lady in the picture?
Okay. Imminent. Yeah, chest ahead, imminent or whatever.
Yeah, chest ahead. Her, but I don't think I ever did this version. She
Dark Sun
becomes evil.
Gwendolyn. Yeah, this seems like maybe some DLC type shit, huh?
It looks like it's a DLC, but it's not. It's just if you take down a different side quest out of the main story.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Alright. Well, I guess we can't really talk on that one all that much.
Nah.
So we'll kind of just say,
We'll kind of just look at the video.
yeah,
Yeah.
this is all new to me. I've never seen this.
It definitely does look like it would be a little easy. You know, just run, like, dodge out her way.
Yeah.
Dodge her magic.
Alright. I guess we'll skip this. We're going straight to
Mhm.
another one. This is Pinwheel, the freaking easiest boss in the damn game. Cool area. For the area alone, I'd give it a 5. The boss, he was just kind of whatever.
Uh-huh.
The area's cool. I like the area.
Because of the mask and stuff, I'm actually gonna give it a 7.
Oh, you like his design?
His design is very cool. I kind of wish you could get the mask on the left side.
You can get a few of them, can't you?
No, you can only get the one on the top.
Ah, okay.
Because that one is the only one that gives like it's very good because it helps you recharge stamina.
Ah, all right.
And that's the one I use to beat the game with, honestly.
Oh, his mask, Pinwheel's mask.
Yeah, Pinwheel's mask, because that extra stamina recharge definitely helps.
I bet, especially in games like this where it's like so clunky.
And like, stamina would seem to be important.
Yeah, stamina's important in every Souls-like or Soulsborne game. Even games like Lies of P.
Absolutely. But, I kind of wish he would have done a little bit more. He definitely could have done more.
Oh yeah, it's not. It's a cool boss, just not the best.
It's not, like you said, it's a pretty easy fight. It wasn't as fun as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Because all he really does is, like you can see, just make a clone and teleport. And every now and then he'll throw a fireball.
Yeah, he was very just like, let me just find him and beat him up really quick, and then that's it.
Yep.
Like I said, I give him 5. The area alone is really cool, but I didn't really like the boss too much. Cool looking, but that's all he has going.
And if I remember correctly, don't we meet Patchet?
Yeah, like kind of really close after this, yeah. Very close after this. This is definitely the next area where you get to Nito. That's when you, which is going to be our next boss, which I have a lot to say about Gravelord Nito. Now, because I'm a super strength build, it's hard for me to kill this guy without me trying to freaking rip my hair out. It's because I don't have the faith or the intelligence to use the sword that doesn't, like, let them come back to life. I have to be fighting him and fighting the people around him constantly. And this boss, man, I give him a 9 as well, man. I give him a 9.5, honestly, just because of how cool he looks and because of how cool the environment around everything. Like, he's not only just fighting you with his fists, he has, like, magic. He's throwing fire and it's coming off from the bottom of you. The area's cool, it's dark, there's a whole bunch of skeletons trying to beat your ass at the same time he's doing all this wild shit. Just cool, man. This is a really fucking cool boss. It's annoying but cool. I like this boss a lot.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I definitely enjoyed this boss. As annoying as he was, I'm not gonna lie, I actually got lucky. Because I did hold the weapon, even though I didn't have faith. I held the weapon in. Before I killed him, I just made sure that I would hit him with the holy weapon. And yes, it would break on me, but like I wouldn't have to worry about the skeletons coming. But the one thing I hated was that blast radius. Plus the giants that were on the other side.
Big skeletons, huh?
Yeah, the giant skeletons on the other side that would do so much damage.
Yeah, I noticed that you could block that scream, and that scream honestly does more help than it does damage to you, I think, just because of the fact that it one-shots those skeletons. Like that one's too far for that, but it'll one-shot the skeleton and kind of give you a chance to kill him, And I see what this guy's doing. He's blocking the big ones with the actual guy's body, but look, he'll block this, and then they'll get fucking, like, splashed by it. See, look at that. Gives you time. Just go and hit. I love this boss. Like I said, 9.5.
Definitely. Definitely a dope boss. I definitely wish he could have picked up his weapon, I think. I don't know if
the fire flame sword?
The scythe.
Oh,
I'm not sure if you... Yeah. I don't know if you could have gotten the scythe.
I'm not sure. I don't think so, honestly.
I don't know if it's a scythe or a curved sword.
Doesn't look like a scythe just because it would be way longer, but
Yeah.
kind of just looks like a flame sword.
But that's the thing that also was annoying. When you got stuck, like you were stuck, that was it. And you would get so many people blocking your way, you couldn't even roll out.
Yeah, it was kind of annoying, but it was a cool fight. Definitely a cool fight.
Absolutely.
All right, ready to move on to the next one?
Let's do it.
This is gonna be Seath the Scaleless. What a fucking fight! Go ahead, I'll let you start it.
All right. You know what? There is one thing I hated about this location. The
Clams.
freaking clams, bro.
Yep, I already knew.
Them clams were so fast. They were just annoying. But they weren't as annoying as this boss was. I'm
That's
not gonna
true.
lie, because I hate it. So the way that you're able to damage this boss is once you destroy them. Like that light that's somehow protecting him from taking any damage. And you would have to be careful with the tentacles and stuff. But when he would do his like frost breath, like everything in the crystals would just come up from the ground. You would just take damage like that. Like you can't even see where you're aiming. But definitely a cool design. I actually enjoyed his design. What about you, man? What did you think about it?
Well, not only does this guy give you one of the best swords in the game, which is the Moonlight Greatsword when you cut his tail off, he's one of the bosses where you have to destroy something before you can start hitting him. You kind of run to the back, and you break this like light that he has, and then after you break that light, you can start hitting him and start killing him. And like Shinoba was saying, these like crystals that he kind of summons from the ground, they can destroy you really easily. So the boss isn't super easy, but he's also not like super hard to figure out. But a really good challenge. I give him a solid 8.5.
Okay, that's fair. Definitely
A what?
a 6.
6. You give Seath the 6.
I give Seath the 6.
Okay. All right. Move on to the next boss, shall we?
Bet.
This boss right here, man. Really cool boss in my opinion. Just
Oh
because of
my
the
God.
area that you go
Just
in.
stop. Right, just stop, bro. Pause it, bro. Let me tell you something.
What's up?
Let me tell you something. The amount of times my blood pressure spiked because of this boss. I don't care. Any other boss was, I would struggle. It was annoying. I understand. But the blood pressure that this boss would freaking give me, like I had to stop for a couple days because of this boss.
We actually have a question in the chat for you, Chinobot.
Why 6 for Seath?
Yep.
All right. To answer your question, the reason for 6 for Seath was the fact that, the way getting to him and then, the boss fight itself wasn't that hard. Like once you already figured out you have to destroy the behind you, and then you can go attack them. He didn't really do much. All he did was just swing the tentacles, and then his frost breath, and that was it.
I mean, I'd have to disagree with you there. I think he did a lot, man. He did the
Really?
crystals on the floor. He did that giant bubble that he would like blow up. He did that freaking swings. Like, he had a lot of cool little aspects to him that made him really interesting and maybe one of the most unique fights in the game, alongside things like the Four Kings and stuff. And Nito,
Okay.
where it's like a lot of random things on the outside, and he gives you the Moonlight Greatsword, like that has to count for something.
I mean, I never really used the moonlight. I didn't know about it until you mentioned it.
Which is interesting because it's actually like a mage sword, so I figured you'd be all over that.
I wouldn't know because I'm not a mage.
That's supposed to be the best sword in the game. I've never personally
Well,
used it. But
clearly
I
you
have,
would know.
I have
You know,
it, but
'cause-
I was never able to use it because I did a strength build.
That's fair. You know, that's fair.
Hmm.
What? That's why I rated it a 6.
Just didn't like them.
I just didn't like them.
Interesting perspective. All right, let's keep going with the Four Kings.
Alright.
The Four Kings, I like them because it's like you're in this like abyss, like it's literally the abyss, and there's nothing. It's just such a fucking cool boss. I like that there's 4 bosses sharing 1 health, and it's super intimidating at first. And like Genobot said, this boss could be annoying, but when you have enough poise to wear like shit like what's this guy's armor, bro? Havel's armor.
Yeah,
Which-
it was Havel's armor.
When you have enough poise, like you have enough strength to wear and have the poise that the Havel armor gives you, you can block these blasts. You can block a lot of these sword hits, and even with a really good shield, like you're pretty much blocking the shit out of all of these things and kind of tanking it and hitting them real hard. I imagine that if you're like a lighter sword or you're like stabbing them, it's probably way harder. And the trick is to kill them one by one as quick as you can before they all start coming out on you and destroying the shit out of you, and staying close, because a hit from his handle does way less damage than a hit from his actual blade.
Yep. Let me give a shout out though. The witch Beatrice is the most useless in this fight.
Hey man, we're gonna shout out Beatrice. Shout out Beatrice, the most useful or useless NPC in the whole entire game. I forgot that you could summon Beatrice in this one. She's kind of in like
Yeah.
this weird corner of the map.
Yeah,
And there's
she's
actually
like-
a guy. There's an NPC that you want to talk about, like a mob in this area, isn't there?
Oh, absolutely. That NPC that you're talking about, it's the. Let me see if I. It was on the Dark Wraith Knights, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Dark Wraith Knights. They looked very cool. The magic shields and stuff. I kind of wish that they would have added that as an equipment. Like, if you wore the gauntlets, you could use the magic shield.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shout out to all the useless bitches in the chat. If I were to give the Four Kings a rating, I'd give them an 8. Like, they're such a cool boss. Annoying as fucking hell.
Oh yeah, especially with that, the grapple.
Yeah, that shit does not miss.
No, absolutely. But I actually would give them a, because of the way the
what?
design is. I'd give them a 9 because of the design, the location that you're fighting them,
Yeah.
the way their sword looks. Like you said, like you had to fight multiple of them, and as you can see, another one had spawned in while he's fighting this first one.
Yeah.
And you had to watch out because they had a long range magic attack that would just follow you, I believe.
True.
But absolutely, very fun fight. One of the funnest fights I've ever
For sure.
playing Dark Souls 1.
For sure, I agree. There he goes. Killed that fucking asshole.
What I will say, guys, if you don't have the ring equipped, you can't even get to it. You will die with also.
Yep. Very true. You need that ring to traverse the abyss. But they show you where to get it. They kind of give you a little bit of annoying, but the Dark Souls 1 is at least a little bit good at like guiding you towards where you need to go.
Yep.
All right. You gave them a 9 rating. I gave them 8. Let's move on to the next boss. Remember this guy?
Oh, yep.
Fire Sage. The Demon Fire Sage. This guy, I like that he's on fire, but he's literally just the Abyss Demon.
He
On
is
fire.
the Asylum Demon.
The Asylum Demon, I mean, yeah.
He's the
just on fire.
Asylum Demon, the Stray Demon. All he is just, he's a mad.
Yeah, fire, and then he blows up sometimes.
Very easy fight. I think a quick rating because he, you know,
In order.
he's pretty much
Yeah.
yeah.
I give him a 5.
Uh, 6. I'll give him a 6 because of the flames. Cool.
It's
That he
on
was
fire, yeah. Other than that, it's just whatever. The area is kind of cool. It's like this big giant thing, but that's basically it for me.
The
Honestly,
staff
about
was
this
very
boss.
cool looking.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. Yeah, same thing as the other guys.
Pretty much.
All right, we'll move on from this guy. This other guy's kind of really cool. Another fire boss. Interesting fire boss. This is the centipede demon, which you kind of fight on a bed of lava. And I remember Chinobot telling me you can kind of see him. You actually can see him before you fight him. He's kind of like hiding on the top of something, and you can like look at him as you're going down into this area. And I never knew that, but this guy's a cool boss fight. I'd say.
Absolutely. Very cool boss. The design is very cool. You know, one arm is a head while the other one
Oh, it's ungodly.
eyes and stuff.
Ungodly
Yeah.
as fuck.
It's very cool though.
Super cool.
But the one thing I do say that you had to get to face this is the lava ring.
Yeah, the ring lets you walk on lava and kind of sustain from destroying your armor or yourself.
Really. I mean, you would take chip away damage and stuff, but like your armor would still take damage and stuff.
Yeah, it wouldn't be as much. It'd be way less.
Yeah. Yeah. I will give a shout out to Solus. The praise the sun, my boy. Praise the sun. Solus actually came in clutch for me when I first fought this guy.
Who's
Because I
Solus?
did. Solterra, my bad.
Oh, Solaire.
Solaire, my bad, my bad.
Okay.
I apologize for pronouncing it. I would always just call him Solus.
Yeah, we haven't really put in the Inglés sin barreras on Chinobot's ChatGPT. Yeah, he's still learning English.
Yeah, I apologize.
Okay.
But yeah, Solaire definitely helped me clutch this fight because I actually fought him without the ring. My very first time playing through it.
Oh, really?
I was struggling. I was like, damn.
I bet.
And then, Solaire was just there in the lava, cutting his arms, his legs, his tails. I was like, bro.
Where do
This
you
dude-
get Solaire in this match?
Before you enter this area, he's gonna rock.
Really?
He's gonna be in a rock area, and he's like, all right, thank you for helping me come down here. I'm going to help you with the next boss. I'll meet you there.
Be honest, I never ever found Solaire's summon around here. I didn't even know there was a summon in this boss area.
Yeah, there was. It's just remember the summons for this were like you had to go and look out and actually find them, or if you didn't do the quest, like they wouldn't appear. So it forced you like you had to do the quest to get them to appear.
Yeah. Oh, I guess we could give this boss a good rating and go to the next one. I'd give him 7.5. Actually give him an 8 just because of the area. It's really cool. I really like the area that you fight him in, like lava place.
Absolutely, definitely an 8 for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Again, was very fun, not that memorable, but the design was definitely very cool. I actually enjoyed the design, as creepy as it was.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to the other boss.
All right.
This one you're gonna. This was an easy first try every single time. The Bed of Chaos. Now, this goddamn boss. See, me and Chinobot, we decided it'd be a really good thing to just it'd be a fun idea to just kind of run through the game together. We summon each other in the world, so we beat the boss twice, and then we kind of keep going and both beat the game. And this boss, for some reason, just took so goddamn long. Because I could not get the jump in the middle after you break the right and the left. Okay? Because the whole point of this boss is you go to the left, you break all the stuff, you hit the thing. Go to the right, you break all that stuff, you hit the thing, and then he takes significant damage. Like, it hurts him a lot. But he also starts breaking everything around him. Like you're about to see right now. He breaks floor and all this crap, and super easy boss, honestly.
Oh yeah, absolutely, very easy. Only thing you really had to watch out for was like Ant says, the floor breaking away and stuff, and then him spamming his trees, slamming on the ground like that. But you definitely had to memorize where the floors were breaking and stuff, because you could end up dying countless times. I'm not gonna lie, I ended up dying countless times because I thought the place would be safe and I would run off the map. But great fight, great boss.
Yep. Cool, I guess. It's very lazy boss, it seems like, but
I was very disappointed. I'm gonna be honest, because I was really hoping to actually beat the tree itself. I'm actually thinking it was a real boss fight,
yeah.
but it wasn't, and it was just like again, I just saw it like very disappointing. It could have been more than it was, but I honestly rate it like 5.
I was thinking the same thing.
Definitely a 5.
I was thinking the exact same thing. Now, before we move on, I think there's a few other questions we could ask about this. On a scale of 1 through 10, how difficult would you say this game was? In terms of bosses, in terms of mobs?
I'd say it's a solid for newcomers or for me in general.
Overall, just give your opinion on it.
My opinion, I think it's a solid 7 for sure. There are a couple bosses that are definitely going to be a struggle, honestly, even for those veteran players that played the game for a while. There are some bosses that still will be in trouble. But I think a solid 7. You?
I'd definitely give it an 8, just because of Ornstein, Smog, and Gravelord Nito alone.
That's a very valid response,
And a lot of boss runs are kind of annoying too. They're not as annoying as, say, things like Dark Souls 2, but they can get very annoying. And like, come on, this game has Blighttown. Like, how am I not gonna give it a good decent amount of difficulty level?
No, yeah, you're right. You're right. I take it back. I'm gonna change my.
You can keep your.
No, I'm gonna change it to a 7.5. Be a little generous.
All right, it's up to you.
Not
man.
that much, but.
All right, now I see a few other bosses on this list that are definitely DLC bosses, and neither Chino nor I have played the DLC. So we won't really talk about this. We'll give him an honorable mention. The Sanctuary Guardian. You ever played that, Chino? You ever heard of that?
No.
This is the Sanctuary Guardian.
No, so yeah, this is all DLC type.
Yeah.
I-
Cool fight
yeah.
looking. It's a cool looking fight though.
Mm-hmm.
I might have to get that DLC and play that. And then this is Artorias. So if you fight Artorias before you fight Sith, he's like sad to kill you or something like that. I mean, I think that's what it is. Or like, there's like some sort of quest line that you can do that brings you closer to Sith before you actually get to fight him, which is cool because he has a different reaction to you. Instead of him like wanting to kill you and mad that you touched Artorias' like grave,
He's very
like,
hesitant.
yeah, he's like, oh, like I don't want to do this, I have to do kind of face.
Yeah.
It's a cool fight looking though. Look at how cool this guy looks.
We've talked about Dark Souls 3 already, right?
Yeah, we did. That was our first one.
Honestly, in again off topic, I've actually beat the game Dark Souls 3 with that armor. It was
Artorias'
one of
armor?
my yeah, it was one of my favorite armors. You know what? I actually might get this DLC too because I actually fight this guy.
Yeah, it's actually like I played the DLC for Dark Souls 2,
Hmm.
but I haven't played any. I didn't play the one for Dark Souls 3. I actually have a lot of DLCs to play. Even Bloodborne has DLC.
Interesting, do they?
All of the games have DLC except for Sekiro.
And that's sad because I definitely think
Yeah,
Sekiro
a lot of people
would
say
have had a
that's
great
sad.
DLC.
A lot of people say it's kind of really sad that it's. There's also another one. It's called the Black Knight.
A giant.
The Black Dragon Calamite.
It's
lot
a
of
big
different
ass
ones.
bow.
I know.
Wonder what they made that out of.
I don't know, but that's actually really cool. I don't remember any of this.
I don't think we ever did these. boss
Definitely we
fights.
didn't. We definitely didn't get to this all DLC.
Absolutely.
Look at that.
That's my question. In the remastered, though, did we get the DLCs?
I don't
I
think
do
so.
just one
Might,
shot at it.
might. Yeah, he actually just destroyed that dragon. Get fucking clapped. Easy fucking clap.
How to
Yeah.
Train Your Dragons. If you ever saw that movie, that's Night Fury.
I actually never seen How to Train Your Dragon. So
What?
you're fighting, yeah, you're fighting the dragon who just got yeeted into a cave with a arrow on his back. That's freaking hilarious. Look at this guy. I want to fight this guy. Oh my god, look at this. You learn something new every day, huh?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Alright, we'll give the last boss another honorable mention. This last boss is called Manu, or Manus.
In the
Manus.
abyss.
Father of the Abyss. So maybe these are this is the father of all the four kings.
Interesting.
I want to fight this
I-
guy.
I actually do too.
He looks
You know
cool.
what? Oh, absolutely. I think this is a 9.5, honestly. Costa Rica.
Looks like we're gonna do a Chinobot and an anthology beat Dark Souls DLC bosses live on stream,
Oh, for sure.
and we'll do it side by side of us killing the bosses.
Oh, absolutely. We'll see who gets to beat it first.
Yeah, we can do that. I'd be down to do that. Friendly little challenge. All right,
Oh.
now move on to the real big dog right here, man. My favorite fight. Not when you're parrying him. If you parried this guy the whole entire time, you're a little bitch. You see, I beat him.
First
with
of
great
all,
axe.
don't be disrespecting those who parry. Okay?
No.
It's
You
just
didn't listen
it's
to what
skills.
I said.
It's skills.
If you parry him the whole round, it's literally cheese. You can parry literally like a whole bunch of his moves with the little shield, and you can just front stab him like continuously until you kill him. And that's a bitch made shit. I don't give a fuck. I killed him with a great axe, and that was the hardest shit. He's a fucking piece of shit boss, man. He is. Music is beautiful. The fight is hard. So
Absolutely.
aggressive. He does not give you a break. You got to use your surroundings very wisely. This is a 9.5, man. This is almost close to being a 10.
Definitely. I agree with that. I'm not gonna lie. I actually struggled against him. And I will never forgive you for what you did, you dad.
Oh my god. So I kind of
You
missed.
bastard.
I kind of got Chino in I left him in a little pickle because, like I said, we were beating the boss together, and Chino goes, oh, like, we'll do him on your thing first. So we do him on my thing, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna touch the fire, like I'm gonna link the fire. And she was okay, and like we didn't really think about it. And then when I realized I did that, I'm like, oh my god, I just beat the game. Like now I won't be able to go back and help you. So what I should have done is I should have beat him, stayed outside, and then just helped them before I linked the fire, so we could link the fire together. So I did. That was my bad. That was my bad.
I still beat him by myself, but I'm not gonna lie. Ant still helped me because he told me like, "Yo, hide behind a rock."
Yep.
and
The way
use,
this guy's doing right now.
heal because that the range of his sword, wild.
Ridiculous. It looked like ridiculous range.
Yeah, the best way like to attack him was when he would try to go for a grab,
Yeah.
and then you would punish him. But when he would swing his sword, Jesus, he had like no stamina bar and would just swing,
Just kept swinging and swinging. Fun boss though, man. Great
Absolutely.
music.
The music was amazing for this. Like as much as I was annoyed about the music kind of just was like, bro, I definitely would just go back to this boss fight just for the music.
Oh yeah. I definitely agree. I'd play the boss. I play this whole game over just to do that. Just to have the
absolutely.
boss right there like that.
Absolutely. The bosses were
Definitely.
amazing.
Bosses were A1. This is the boss right here, man. This was the boss. You know what we could do while we're watching this? Let's do top 3 bosses of Dark Souls 1.
Okay. You want to go first or?
I'll go first.
Alright.
I'm gonna have to give number 1 to Gwyn, Lord of Cinder. He's just so
Okay.
fun. He's just such a fun boss. Number 2, I'm gonna give to Smog and Ornstein. Great fight, challenging. And number 3, I'm gonna give to Gravelord Nito.
Alright, that's very interesting.
What about you?
I'm gonna, with number 1, I'm definitely gonna agree with you. It's definitely Gwyn, Lord of Cinder. Number 2, I gotta give to Nito.
Okay.
Just because of the design. It was a very cool design.
Yeah.
And then for my third one, I gotta give it to the Four Kings. I was at a tie for third place, but I had to give it to the Four Kings.
Solid choice, dude. The Four Kings are an awesome boss fight.
Absolutely, they were all dark, menacing. It was just a very fun fight on the 3 of them. Oh wow, he actually has a Smog's armor.
Yeah. Oh, he has Smog's armor on this?
He has Smog's armor.
Told you, there's definitely things that you can grab for that. It's Smog's armor, and then it's like, I know in Dark Souls 3 you can use his hammer. But overall, man, this game is great. I love Dark Souls 1. It's one of my favorites. Nothing can top this game for me in the Dark Souls trilogy. Dark Souls is just... Remastered was just great. And I didn't play the DLCs, I didn't play everything else, but I definitely got my hands on all the Dark Souls, and Dark Souls 1 was just so good, man. It was just so fucking good. I love this game. This is my favorite Dark Souls game.
Okay. Really though? Because if I remember there was another Dark Souls that you told me topped this one.
Really?
Yes. You told me there was a Dark Souls that topped.
The top Dark Souls 1?
Yes.
Are you... Which one did I say?
You were like, guys, this kind of spoilers. We will be talking Dark Souls 2 on our next stream.
No, I didn't top
You
this. It didn't top
Admit
this.
it. Nah, bro.
The music in Dark Souls 2's Majula is, in my opinion, the music, that song alone is better than a lot of songs in Dark Souls 1. But in terms of gameplay, I don't know, man. I don't know if that was actually me, bro.
I think it was you, but I think it's because you finished the game. You were like, bro, this is top over Dark Souls 1 and 3.
You think so?
No.
I have to step in here and say that's blasphemy.
No, you said it.
I think you're talking about Sekiro, bro.
No, Sekiro is a completely different. You said trilogy. Sekiro doesn't count in that, bro.
That's what I'm saying, though. Like, I don't think I have ever heard myself say
You-
that Dark
you
Souls 2 is
said-
better than Dark Souls 1.
You said it after you had beaten the game with Dark Souls 2.
I think
that
Dark
was
Souls
it.
2 is more fun than Dark Souls 3.
That's fine.
But
To
I don't.
each their
I
own.
can't say it was better than Dark Souls 1. That's the. I don't know. That doesn't sound like me, man.
That
does not sound
definitely
like
wasn't.
me.
You said it once. Kidding.
I'm being
I'm just
slandered.
kidding.
I'm
I
being
didn't go
slandered.
back.
I'm
It's
being
not
slandered.
slandered. You said that, bro.
No.
You can't go back, bro. Stay true to yourself.
No. I definitely didn't say that. Dark Souls 1 is a masterpiece, man. See, the thing about Dark Souls 1 that makes Dark Souls 2 shitty is that the bosses in Dark Souls 1 has substance. The bosses in Dark Souls 2, there's just turn-based Dark Souls. They take a hit, you take a hit. They take a hit, you take a hit. Dark Souls 1 has like different aspects that just make it so good. But you know what? I don't think I said that, to be honest, bro.
Bro, it's okay. You said it.
Mm.
Mistake. Could have changed your answer. It's fine.
No. Dark Souls 1, number 1. Dark Souls 1, number 1, man. It's my favorite one. And I played Dark Souls
Alright.
3 first.
All right. No.
Well, I think that's going to do it for the Kindled Korner for episode of Dark Souls 1 Remastered. What do you think, Chino?
I absolutely think so too. You know, we've talked the game, talked our favorite locations, we've talked about our favorite bosses.
Yep.
Oh, I don't think there's much left for us to talk about.
Oh, no. I think that's it. I think we covered basically everything. Favorite NPC of the game?
My favorite NPC has got to be the Firelink Shrine Maiden,
Oh, really? Mine's
Firekeeper. I
Solaire. Praise the sun! Solaire is the best NPC in Dark Souls, but praise the sun!
think. Shout out to Solaire in the background.
Shout out to Patches too, even though I hate that guy. Fuck that guy.
If you've played the Souls trilogy, you will know Patches and you will learn to hate him. He's even in Elden.
Interesting that he is in Elden Ring. He's in all of them. He's even in Demon Souls.
Absolutely. And he's still the same way. Like, they purposely dick, honestly.
They purposely what?
They purposely made Patches to be a dick from the very beginning of the game.
Yep.
This is the
Menace.
one character that will never change. He's gonna be a
He's just a menace.
trash team beast.
He helps you out in Demon Souls, though.
Not really. Remember, he set you up.
Yeah, but then you get him in your Nexus, and he sells you a whole bunch of crazy shit.
He does, but you know, never. Our number one rule is
Never trust him.
never trust Patches, bro.
I agree.
It's always on site. It's as simple as that.
100%. Especially for Patches. Alright.
Absolutely.
I think that's going to do it for our episode 3 of the Kindled Korner. Anything else you want to say to the folks before we sign off, Shinobot?
You know, for all of you watching, you know, leave in the comment. Leave in the comment who is your favorite boss, what was your favorite location, and what did you guys think about the music?
Yep, and as always, if you're watching this, you're now cursed. You're cursed forever, and your family and your family's family, they're going to be cursed for generations with a curse on you. And this was the Kindled Korner, Dark Souls 1 Remastered.
See you guys next time.
Peace.